Okay. Alright. Hello, everyone. I've decided to go on a content creation binge today, apparently. So I would like to talk about stress and de-stressing. So we got some bad news now with Diablo 4. Yeah, it happens. You know, it is what it is. I was kind of keeping that game on my radar, but, just because I've played every single launch of every single Diablo game, besides, the old ones that were out when I was way too young and getting a physical copy. You had to get physical copies back in those days, so it is what it are. So, stress is the enemy of beauty, and as a very beautiful person, I'm sure you can tell, I'm just radiant, a glowing specimen, the perfection incarnate or something or another like that. Yeah, we'll go with that. So, so how do you de-stress? And stress is, in fact, again, I'll say it one more time, stress is the enemy of beauty. And you should try and live your life in a way in which you have minimized stress, where things are good, things are better, and things will someday be the best. At least if you keep moving in the directions you're moving, right? If things are getting worse, maybe consider changing the direction that you're moving in. But that's neither here nor there. But how do I cope with stress, and how do I de-stress? And so for me, I'm a big fan of big copium. And so when I get some bad news, when I get angry, when I get visibly mad about something, which is not that rare, well, it's just pretty rare these days, let's be honest. It doesn't happen nearly as much as it should, I think. I should be a lot more madder, honestly. But it is what it is. And the ways I de-stress, or I cope with stress, is I like to, I always have my tea. That always keeps me calm, even if it's filled with caffeine. And I'm a big, at least for me personally, I enjoy, sense, and I enjoy ear. So ASMR type stuff really relaxes me, takes the edge off everything. I've made my own ASMR to listen to. I might release some to you guys, too, of my own stock, but that's primarily why I bought this 3DO, is to make my own ASMR, because no one else does exactly what I wanted. So do it myself. So yeah, so I can't listen to ASMR while I'm making a video, but, making a video and expressing myself and describing things is its own form of catharsis as well, and its own form of stress relief, right? Because you're sitting there and you're unloading your thoughts and your ideas onto the internet, screaming into the void, if you will, and praying that the void doesn't scream back too loud. But anyways, so for handling stress or de-stressing in this world, you have to kind of find what calms you and then start ordering that and just having a way to organize it. So I really like good smells. I like incense, specifically sandalwood incense from Glorious Nippon. I have two different burners, one for the Japanese style stand-up and one for the Indian style of incense, and those are primarily the two that I use, but you can use your own or figure it out for yourself. But that's what I like to do. Maybe I'll release some of my own ASMR soon. That's like my own special breed, but see how I can have people relax. 35-year-old super gamer ASMR. I've broken all of my bones and my fingers ASMR. Yeah, I can just keep doing that forever, by the way. That's what 35 years of being a professional gamer does to you. And I need to make a video about what a hardcore gamer is. But, as long as you just talk it out in your mind, talk it out with yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the only person you're ever going to have to talk to. That's another universal truth, is that you don't even know if there's other people that really exist in the world. Like, Rene Descartes, all of that, yada yada. Like, look it up if you want to learn more. But the only thing you really know that exists is you. Because if you don't exist, well then the rest of it is meaningless anyways. But it's very likely, at least in your own brain, you exist. I would like to know someone that doesn't. But, there's probably some people are actually that dumb. But, they're probably the people that work at Blizzard. Oh no, I've said something rotten, I mean. I shouldn't say things like that, that's bad. But yeah. So I enjoy nature. I'm lucky that I live surrounded by plants. It's very calming. I'm lucky, and that's what you have to do, is you have to count your blessings. I'm lucky that I'm in a position in life where I don't ever have to worry about really anything, except I'm in the position of privilege where I can just get mad at video games all day, and that's the worst thing that can possibly happen to me, right? It's some idiot at Blizzard HQ does something stupid. I can live with that kind of that kind of a future, that kind of a realization. But yeah, you have six senses, so you can look at things that calm you, like an ancient medieval clicking game. You can smell things that calm you, you can taste things that calm you, and you can hear things that calm you. And I actually have a teddy bear that was the first thing I ever received. I still have it, and I'm a 35-year-old grown adult. It's a teddy bear that my late grandmother gave to me. She died when I was very young, like 8, I believe. Oh, I think, yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. But, I still have that, and that's like one of my cherished childhood possessions. In fact, I think the only thing I really kept from my childhood is the first thing I ever received from my late grandmother. It was actually, I remember Grandma was at the hospital with Mother when I was born, and right after the Jewish rabbi mutilated my genitalia, that's another topic for another day, I think. We need to go into that too. That's a good video topic. I'm just full of them recently. I don't know, I just got this urge all of a sudden. The urges. But after that happened, she gave me a teddy bear, apparently. And this is, I can't remember any of this. I was less than a year old, like 0 old. But, I was born into this world, and the first thing I did was reward my grandmother for the teddy bear by urinating on her. So those were Snide's first moments. And as you can tell, I have not changed one bit since the day I was born. And, you can literally visibly see and feel your mood improving as you do things that you like and sort of working towards that. And, that's just because you've spent a lot of time in introspection. So I think a lot of people that can't de-stress just don't know what they really like or really are, true to themselves, and they've lied to themselves so much that they've sort of lost exactly, who they are and what they are. And so that's where I think a lot of stress comes from. And at least for me, I try and troll other people, not myself. I try and not troll as much these days. I've tried to avoid it because it's just, it doesn't end well for you if you're a troll your entire life. And I've trolled a lot of my life, and it's probably my biggest weakness is how much I enjoy trolling and how much I do of it. But, I'm trying to work past that and get to a place where I don't do it as much. It's a struggle because I see the opportunity and I take it, and hedonism and all that, but everyone fights their own battles. Either way, like YouTube Shorts, for instance, for me are like where I do my trolling, or where I'm thinking about doing trolling, and I know I shouldn't because I'll just get too popular and get my channel banned, but at the same time, it's tempting. It's tempting. There are consequences for my memery. Who could have thought? But yeah, so if you're looking on how to de-stress or how to, break away stress, figure out what you enjoy, figure out how to do it, and then simply incorporate that into your life. And if it's not something that de-stresses you, you probably are lying to yourself about what you actually like, or you're doing things for other people and not for yourself, and that's just not a position you want to be in, especially in our atomized society today. Every single action you should take should be, especially as a man, just period, should be to your benefit and to no one else's benefit. And and whether or not it's to someone else's detriment is completely unrelated to any point. You should only and solely be acting in your own interest at all times, no matter what. And I know that's cruel to say, and I know it's like you have family and all that and other concerns, but at the end of the day, I know a guy who takes care of his younger brother, and his younger brother is like this, disgusting neat slob, and he's not the good kind of neat that does self-improvement, that's made things. He's just like depressed and just leeching off him, right, because he has a career in tech. And it's not somewhere you want to be, and he's not helping that person through his actions by letting him leech off him and live an easier life, right? Like, this man needs to go out into the world and figure out how he's going to make his own sort of solutions to his own problems, and my friend is not letting him do that because he's offering him a comfy life instead. And of course he's going to take it because he's a lazy, neat slob who has no ambitions, right? And I'm someone that's lived past his ambitions now. I've pretty much caught them all, which is why life is kind of boring for me these days, but it's fine. I don't mind a boring life. I do mind a life without video games, and, I'm a hardcore gamer, so I have to go into that. That'll probably be the next video, is what is a hardcore gamer, and gamers rise up, etc. But yeah, so if you don't understand yourself well enough to where you can calm yourself down and fix things in a relatively short order after you get some horrific news, like incompetence trampling over your childhood, then you need to work on figuring that out. And that's going to be a big priority for you, or it should be, because it's going to be important going forward, especially as the world deteriorates. Get in a safe place, get in a way where you can act in a world and try and find a way to not only just make the world better for yourself, but make the world worse for others. Because at the end of the day, life is, a zero-sum game. It's a tragedy, so do what you must. And if that ends up hurting others, get ahead no matter what. That's all I have to say. So, Machiavelli ended up, my friends. Peace.